Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charlie, and every once in a while, I like to take some time and check out some indie games that are out there. And Starcom Unknown Space has kind of been on my radar as one of these really cool action RPG space exploration games. It's kind of like, if you like Star Trek, you can kind of roleplay that if you want to. It's got some really good exploration elements to it, and it just came out of early access. It's a 1.0 now. As of September 2nd. And it's also on sale for a couple more days. You can check out the link in the description if you'd like. I figured I might as well at least make one video on it because it's pretty fun. So I'm going to go ahead and hit new game. And my commander name is just going to be me. Vessel name will be Fedora, as always. And we have a difficulty slider. I'm just going to leave it on normal for now. So let's go ahead and launch. All right. SCS Vessel Fedora, or a Scout class vessel. Standard soul date is 2641.11.14. Medium priority. We have a service ship that's departed the Maya station, struck debris at a certain coordinates, and sustained moderate damage to port forward deflectors. Sensor logs showed a debris field and damaged cargo hauler in captured orbit around the gas giant. Now, Fedora was ordered to investigate and determine if the debris presents an ongoing threat to regional cargo traffic. So that kind of starts out in a very Star Trek-y way, right? It's a very common thing. A Starcom vessel is out here, and that's our job. We've been ordered to come out to this sector and investigate something, right? So that's pretty cool. We can control the ship with WASD, but W is always forward, so it's always that way. It's actually pretty intuitive how you control it. I like it. Around the outsides of the screen, you're going to see waypoints. So there's an anomaly, or sorry, there's just a moon or something over on that side. There's a planet or a moon over here. And then you have the cargo hauler. That's our destination over here with this arrow. At the bottom right of the screen, we have our speed. This is our current speed and our maximum possible speed. The maximum possible speed, you'll notice fluctuates. And that has to do with the void effect. The void effect is sort of a measurement of how much other orbital bodies have, what effect they have on us in terms of their gravity. So the more we're being influenced by things in space, the slower our potential momentum is, if that makes sense. So a void effect of 100%, we'll be able to do our ship's actual maximum, speed. So we're closing in on the vessels. Let's take a look. And there will be some cargo that's just chilling around this hauler here. And we're going to go ahead and investigate this. Alongside the disabled vessel, Fedora downloads the cargo manifest declaration. Cargo contents, miscellaneous waste collected from regional Starcom bases, including abandoned personal effects, growing soil with heavy metal contaminants, non-recoverable technical equipment, and deteriorating xenium from experiments. Classified, caution, extremely volatile. And we were also told about it being extremely volatile up in the top left corner. And we would like to destroy these containers so that any regional cargo traffic doesn't accidentally run into them. So we're going to just simply shoot them. Now, these little phasers, these little plasma blasters here, they are not... I love the way the explosions look in this game, by the way. If you haven't seen them, like right there, it's very bright, very awesome. They are not the most accurate thing in the world, so they do not necessarily shoot exactly where you're aiming. So just because I miss a lot doesn't necessarily mean my aim is terrible, okay? But my aim is probably going to be not the best. I'll get better over time, I'm sure. But we're going to go ahead and blow this one up. I'm looking for one of those big blue explosions because man, they look really cool. Anyway, so we need to clear a few of these before the story will progress here. So, looks so good. So we'll just get rid of that one. And maybe we'll get rid of this one too. We're shooting kind of slow, but we can get our weapons and stuff improved later. You'll see. I'll walk you through all that stuff as we go. There we go. Boom. Beautiful. Okay, so you're getting emergency. I'm gonna just make sure I don't get hit by this thing. I'm getting a priority emergency beacon on the Starcom Open Hyperwave. It's from the Maya station, and they are asking nearby ships to respond to them immediately. So we have an emergency broadcast. So we're going to head over towards our marker here. That's where Maya station is. We also have these two other new blue markers that popped in, and other markers will appear. It's all about proximity to the ship. So as we get too far away from something, the marker for that something goes away. So these are wormhole stabilizers. And you'll see what we're going to do because we're going to be interacting with those really briefly here in a second. And this is sort of like a prologue to the game actually starting, but the game, yeah, well, you'll see what I mean. I don't have to explain that. So here's the station. Looks pretty cool. Thank you for responding to our priority message. Normally, this would go through Starcom Fleet HQ, but we have an urgent situation. We've received an emergency beacon from our outpost on the other side of a quantum wormhole. They must have a critical emergency. I need you to activate the 2 nearby neutrino generators that will expand the wormhole and make it large enough for us to get through them. I know that you haven't been briefed on this, but our support ship is damaged by debris and is en route to Meropa for repairs. Any questions? I have so many questions. I'm not surprised. This project is classified for reasons I can't go into, but I can't order you to help us, so I'll tell you what I can. Okay, what's a quantum wormhole and where does it lead? It's a primordial wormhole that formed during our universe's inflationary epoch. Until recently, they were a theoretical solution to certain cosmological models. We believed that if any existed, they would have collapsed billions of years ago. And then we discovered this one. As for where it leads, I can't say. Partly because Starcom Defense Division has classified the information, but also because I don't actually know. Why the secrecy? Well, the reasons for this project being classified are also classified, I'm afraid. Frankly, I think Defense Division haven't had a major project under their control in a while, and it's kind of gone to their heads. Is there anything that you can tell us? According to the early research papers, the wormhole may lead to a universe that was separated from ours during the early expansion of the universe. We sent Celaeno Station through a month ago, and they have begun studying the region. Or Celaeno, sorry. It takes a huge amount of energy to expand the wormhole large enough to send ships through. So normally we only expand it for scheduled supply runs. They do have a way to send a very low bandwidth signal through in case of emergencies, and that's what we received. I'll be able to tell you more once the wormhole is expanded and you've been given clearance. Okay, we'll get the stabilizers up and running. So the only thing we need to do now is head over towards these stabilizers. One being right here, of course, and we'll just go ahead and activate that one. Ooh, look at it. Looks kind of nice, huh? That's one of the stabilizers. This thing is putting out a huge amount of energy. I'm reading over 800 terawatts. I don't know where it gets the source of all this energy. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that we're floating in the other direction here, just because I want to see this thing a little closer. I know what's going to happen. Okay, and let's go ahead and do that. And that causes us to lose control of our ship. Shockwave knocked out bridge control. I'm trying to restart our systems. Indeed it has. So I can't control anything yet, but there's a big old ship that just came through. And I am just drifting away, man. I'm just drifting here. No big deal. Can't do anything. What the fleck? Man, whoever or whatever that is just punched through my station like their neutrino hull was aluminum. Rerouting helm control to auxiliary. Just a few more seconds. Neutronium hull. Yeah, whatever that is. Oh, I have control again. Quick, escape, escape. No. Oh, well. I guess we're just gonna get zapped through the wormhole. Here we go. Well, all right then. Cool. Sensors show the warp field holding, and the wormhole open is collapsing. Yeah. So we're gonna be stranded here. Yay! Trapped in another universe. Crazy. Okay. Gravimetric scans show that the wormhole is still there, but it's collapsed down to Planck scale. Oh, good. All right, so I've detected a Starcom beacon in our scanners. I've marked its position on your HUD, and that must be where the station Maya Commander mentioned. Yeah, Maya's commander mentioned. We should make contact with them and let them know what has happened. So the new goal now, new objective now, is to head out to the Celaeno station. I think that's how you say it. That's how I'm going to say it. Unless somebody corrects me, that's how I'm going to say it. And then we're just going to have to tell them the bad news. All right, getting close to the planet. Here it is. Celaeno Station. Let's inform them of what just happened. Okay, so this is sort of our main screen if we play the game for any extended period of time. If you guys like this, by the way, please show some love with it. Get that like button and everything and let me know that you want to see more if that's your thing. But we'll be seeing this screen a lot more. Specifically, we're going to be going into the research and shipyard because there actually is a pretty extensive research tree, and we'll be getting to that before the end of this video. So we have Commander Yu. Okay, welcome to Celaeno Station, Commander. I assume your appearance means Maya picked up our emergency beacon, and I hope Fedora is just the very small tip of a much larger spear of reinforcements coming soon. Not exactly, no. That sounds ominous. Go on. We'll fill the Commodore in on what happened. That's very alarming. The reason we sent the emergency beacon is that recently we've come under attack by vessels of unknown origin. We're calling them Red Raiders because of their markings for lack of any other information. Now you're telling me that there's another threat that's cut us off from support? For now, there doesn't seem to be anything that can be done about Maya Station or the ship that destroyed it. But we can deal with the ships that have been attacking us. They're not terribly powerful, and Celaeno's guns have been keeping them at bay. We have a research outpost under development in an inner planet. On an inner planet. The only other support ship on this side of the wormhole is out of comms range. Given these attacks and the lack of imminent reinforcements, I'll need your help evacuating the staff back to the station. Can do. All right, that's what I hoped. You'll need a survey lander. I've had Lieutenant Milton start making modifications on Fedora. See him in the shipyard, and then we'll get our people back home safe. All right, cool. So now we can access the shipyard. So this is where we can modify our ship. As per Commodore use orders, I have gotten Fedora a bit more combat ready, but it still needs a survey lander. Select utilities from the module category and go. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so we have a lot of different categories, a lot of information on the ship, right? We can see how big our hull is, our max HP, some energy, and how much we draw, how much we can produce at any given time. So that's like recharge speed. We have propulsion, how fast we go, how quick we are, our turning radius, how maneuverability, all that stuff, and then weapon specs down here. And then we have a variety of different resources. And we're going to be collecting these resources so that we can build things to make modifications to our ship. So there's some resource management and collection and stuff that goes along with the adventure and exploration in the game. And then at the bottom, we can see energy weapons, armor, propulsion, energy, bulkheads, connectors, and utilities. And so this is our survey lander. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the front of our ship, so I'm going to put the survey lander, I'm going to slap it right here, I think. Oh, is it not going to let me do that? Maybe I have to put it in the front. No, I don't want to put it in the front. Oh, you know what it is? I probably have to rotate it like this. There we go. I want to put it right there. Okay, so we've got our survey lander right here. It's a surveyor craft that is small, but versatile ship that allows survey teams to study planetary anomalies. It contains a mobile lab, mining equipment, and a medical bay. Maximum crew of 6. Cool. Okay, so we have that. We can exit now. Now that's automatically in place. We don't have to do anything else, but we are going to want to look into getting other sorts of resources and stuff so that we can expand our ship even more. Because we're going to find it very difficult to stay alive with large combat missions if we don't have any... Oh, hang on. So when this arrow appears, you can govern how this works for your own self, in the settings for the game. But I have it set to where this arrow appears when I'm in combat or near combat situations. So there are enemies incoming, and the station can wipe them out pretty easily there. Looks pretty good. But if they do come close enough to mess with only me, I'm going to try to take them out here too. There we go. Okay. So you can see also we have this tractor beam that's going to be installed on the ship too. And anytime a ship blows up, if there are any resources that we can harvest from that combat, if we can get close enough to them, our little tractor beam will pull it in and we can use it. So we picked up some aluminum for that. Okay, so we're looking for this unscanned planet over here, but actually this hasn't been scanned yet either. So we could probably come over here really quick and scan this as well. So we just get close to it and we run the scan. Upper atmosphere of this planet is putting on quite a light show, but well outside the visual spectrum of the far UV range. This reveals some unusual aspects of solar radiation. We're going to get 10 research points for that. Now, I'm not sure if we can use that just yet. I think we need to go that way to use it, but let's just see. So if we come back over here, yeah, research isn't available, at least not yet. We need to get Dr. Rama, and then we'll have it. So pretty sure she's over here, and that's part of the whole bring our people home is getting her. And once she is there, then we have sort of a research team that we can utilize. Okay, so we're off to Rocky R1. All right, so here's Rocky R1. Let's go ahead and scan. There we go. And we now need to deploy our survey team. So we just hit X. Off they go. around the backside if they need to. All right, so it says the ground team is disappointed to abandon the outpost, but they have been evacuating the ruins of a civilization during a late period of the fallen empire. The team had just uncovered an artifact with markings similar to the great structure in space near Celaeno. But they quickly and professionally evacuate the object and vital materials to the lander. So have the team return to the ship. Cool. So they're just going to come on back and they'll get themselves right there. We can start taking off if we want to and head back over to the station. The team is eager to learn more about the artifact that they found. You can order an analysis from the cargo tab of the ship status display. Okay, so this is our little pause menu with our ship, and this is our mission list after I hit Z, so we can see kind of a breakdown of all the different little missions that we've been on. If we go into the cargo, we can get our cargo manifest, which is kind of everything we have on us, including our research points. And this is an alien device that we have on board. We can run an analysis before we get to the station if we'd like. Doing this, it says that the device transforms geometric information from Euclidean space to an esoteric representation of warp space. May be a navigational device. So we have 70 research points from this alien device. Cool. And of course, we can always check that menu in that area as well to see like how much resources we have. We can also, later on, we can track what we would like to have. So the ship, I can't show you right now until you're at the station for ship modifications, but there's a planning mode with that. And you can put things in for your planning mode and say, okay, this is what I want to have. And the game will simply track those resources to let you know that, hey, those plans you wanted, you need that for those. And that'll help out too. So in the shipyard here, there's a planning mode right there. Okay, go back to the operations. Commodore. Well done, Pryor. Oh, no. Okay, I feel like my football coach from high school now. Okay, given our shortage of Starcom vessels here, you and your ship will need to take on an outsized role for your experience. Until Starcom reopens the wormhole and sends reinforcements, establishing an outpost is a lower priority than strengthening our defenses. I'm authorizing you to make full use of our resources recovered from the outpost to outfit Fedora. I'll talk to our research chief about getting you access to the lab as well. So we're getting a whole bunch of stuff there too. Unless there's anything else, I'll brief you on our next moves after you've had a chance to upgrade Fedora. Cool. No further questions. All right, so I'm going to head over to, well, there it is. I have to kind of go back and now she's available. I am Dr. Rama. I'm the head of Celaeno's research projects. We've spent the past month studying the nearby artifact and looking for clues to its operation and on nearby planets. Commodore Yu has just notified me that for defense reasons, we're redirecting our priorities, and I'm to place my lab at your disposal. Incidentally, that's a figure of speech. You are not to break anything. I will do my best. Why do you think I might break something? I've reviewed Fedora's logs. Let me say that there have been a lot of explosions around you. Hey, some of those explosions weren't directly caused by us. There have been 0 explosions in this lab, and I want to keep it that way. Given my new directives, the object uncovered has given us some research data that you can put to work. If you'll meet me in the lab, I can educate you on our facilities. Will do. Okay. So, the research tree. Yep. Interface shows everything. I got it. All right. So, we have our basic categories here that are kind of unlocked. So, hull integrity, engines, plasma, reactors, officer training stuff. And there's benefits to each one of these as well as a cost associated with them. At the moment, we have 80 points, so anything that costs more than 80 points, we can't afford. Seems pretty basic stuff. If I wanted to see what stuff is, I can hit compact construction. If I just click it, it'll tell me what that does. So in this case, my max size of our hull is 5 hexes. Because as we build out our ship, we do have a maximum that we can build to before the integrity of our hull begins to fall apart. So we need to come up with new ways to assemble parts on ships so that they can withstand the pressures, the torque, the everything, you name it, of having a larger ship. Okay, so for the 80 points that I have, I want to upgrade my weapons because fights take too long when I have to pew, 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 and then run away, and then pew, 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 run away. So I'm going to look to increase the range of our weapons. I like that idea. I think maybe we'll start with that. So that will cost me 65 RP, of course. It didn't break anything. I know, isn't that impressive? Now, as we go forward more, I'm going to want to further increase my range. The idea being, because there are going to be stations and stuff for the enemy that we'll have to fight, and their weapons have a range. And if my weapons can shoot further than their weapons, right? They're stationary targets. The stations are. They've got a lot of guns, but they can't move. So if I can shoot further than them, then I can just sit outside their range and, fire bolts at them indefinitely, and there's nothing they can do about it. And that's what I want to get to first. All right, Commodore U. If Fedora is one of our only vessels in space, you'll need a full command crew for maximum efficiency and to conduct planetary surveys. Some of the team members you evacuated from the outpost have volunteered. They've been added to your crew roster, which you can review at any time. They're admittedly a bit green, but I think some experience they'll be officer material in no time. Speaking of experience, we detected some ship movement around a nearby gas giant. There also appears to be some activity on the surface of one of its moons. I want you to check it out. The ships have similar energy readings as those Red Raiders, so use those resources to get Fedora ready for combat. Okay, so back over to the shipyard. Now, I've got, 159 aluminum. I've got 11 platinum. I got 1, whatever that is, chirolite, and not much else. But I have access to things like the energy weapons. And if I wanted to, I could add additional energy weapons, like, say, there. Oh, I can't add. Oh, I thought I could add more. I'll put it on the front then. Cool. So now we have 3 guns. That's pretty cool. And I think that's probably all we can have. We might need a microreactor, though, providing additional energy production and storage beyond our ship's baseline power systems. That's probably going to be a pretty important thing to do. Nah, I can't really make it exactly the way I want it here. And there might be... Can I have 2 of them? I cannot have 2 of them. Not yet. Okay. Well, that's not really going to work for me, man. Hey, let's try this. Let's put the microreactor here and put the energy weapon in front of it. And it looks a little weird, but it'll give me that extra power I need, and it'll let me shoot, which is all I really care about. Now, there's another thing I guess I could do. What's the reason I can't do this? Not the plasma, the microreactor. What's the reason? I just need more of this. Chirolite. Okay. So I'll have to look for that. But I still have my survey lander down here too. Yeah. Okay. So we'll exit here, and my ship is immediately upgraded, and it looks a little dorky. I'll admit, it's a little weird, but we have 3 guns now, which is kind of cool, and we have 15 energy instead of 10. So I can shoot a lot longer, which is nice. If I hold down the button, eventually with this plus moving around, it's going to use a lot more energy, and eventually I will run out of energy. You see how it's going down? And that's what I want to avoid, is I want to avoid running out of energy, because then I'm kind of like a sitting duck. And then I also need to still accelerate, which I have enough power generation to keep me, keep me good to go while accelerating. But it doesn't recover very quickly, and I needed more. So I like that microreactor to help me out with that. Okay, so we've got a wormhole gateway down here, which we'll explore that later. I guess we'll explore it now. This must be an artifact that Dr. Rama was talking about. Whoever built it must have very advanced engineering abilities. Yes, it's a massive artifact. Big old halo ring, if you will. We will be looking at those, don't worry. I won't miss it. It's like the natural progression of things. But we're going to go over here to Desert D1. And we will have some fighting. All right, about now, my arrow shows up, letting me know there are enemies nearby. And again, you can turn this on or off. Some people like this to exist, while they're not out of combat too, to give them a feeling for like their heading and stuff. I just have it for fights. All right, so I'm going to move around a little bit here. I love having 3 guns. Oh, it's so much better to have 3 guns than 2. It was much easier. All right, so we can start pulling into some of these resources. We got aluminum, deuterium. It's pretty good here too. Looks like there's some more aluminum over here. Pull that in as we get closer. And then this is a raider outpost. So I'm thinking this is a station. Yeah, there's my static target that I was talking about. And so if I can get that thing dead, if my weapons reach it and its weapons can't reach, yep, there it is. So that's all I needed. I needed weapon range 1 for this one. Some of these stations can reach a lot further, but this one, it just needed range 1. Very cool. And then having extra weapons, of course, is going to make things a lot easier too, just because well, I have 1 extra shot. It's 50% more projectiles going out per second. It's nice. All right. Let's scan this and see what it is. Okay. Survey team away. In case you're curious, you cannot deploy a survey team while you're in combat. You have to deal with the combat first. The anomaly is a partially buried ring-shaped artifact, roughly 100 meters in diameter. While technology advanced, the structure shows signs of a design in progress, suggesting that this was an experimental device or prototype. Glees observes that while the structure is much too large to transport, it has gold connectors leading to what appears to be a data storage component. If provided with power, it might be possible to access the data. So we're going to get +5 gold, and then we can also have him try to access the data, which could give us an engineering +10 modifier. I think there's a little bit of RNG involved in that. Yeah, so 94. So think of it like D&D. You got to roll a certain number, right? That kind of thing. The process turns out to be surprisingly tricky. The artifact reacts to energy from the lander in unexpected ways. With careful attention, is it cadet? Is that what that is? I'm not familiar with the abbreviations like this for every rank, but it might be cadet. Glees is able to keep the power high enough to extract the data, but not damage the artifact or the lander. Have the team return to the ship. Cool. So we're getting some stuff for that. Nice. We can go over here and also scan the giant here too. Yeah, 50 more research points for us. And we actually got more than 50 more research points. I just closed it too quickly. So, okay, cool. We got that. Now we can return, or we can keep exploring. We don't have to be, going exactly where they want us to go, but it is probably a good idea to kind of stick to the script for a little bit in the beginning, because it starts to unlock new types of mechanics in the game for you, like the wormhole gateways, and you get access to more stuff that you can use to improve your ship. So for just this little bit here, I'm going to kind of stick to the script. All right, so we're back at the station, and we don't have what it takes to get another one of those energy things, but we do have enough to get another engine if we wanted some more propulsion. Maybe we can search for more of this so I can get more reactors. And then, of course, just having more guns is always good, too. We did get a little bit of deuterium here. Okay, Miss Rama. I'm sorry, Dr. Rama. I've had an opportunity to examine the object our outpost team found, and as I suspected, the nearby artifact is a wormhole generator. The object we found allows us to communicate with it. The last piece of the puzzle I deduced from your team's investigation of the buried ring. Coordinates are encoded as mathematical formula describing warp space. Knowing the particular formula for a location acts as a kind of key. My hypothesis is that if we input this formula into the wormhole generator, it will create a wormhole to a distant point in space. We, meaning you, should test this hypothesis by activating the nearby artifact and entering its wormhole. And at that point will there be another gateway we can use to return? Best case scenario, yes. Worst case scenario, you'll end up light years away and have to trek back in normal space, and I'll have the lab back to myself. Be sure to pack extra food. That's all for now. Okay, so unsure if that's going to work or not. Okay. The archaeological team has reported their findings to me. The nearby ring artifact that Dr. Rama says can be used as a transport gateway was built by an entity or culture referred to as the Remnants. Their technology may aid us in reopening the wormhole from our side. In any event, it is far in advance of anything we have. Investigate the endpoint of this gateway. If you can find the source of these Red Raider ships, neutralize them if possible. But your top priority is to find another similar remnant artifact or technology. All right, cool. Dr. Rama seemed less than 100% certain that there would be a returning gateway on the other side. That's nonsense. Whatever her faults, she wouldn't have signed off on a mission if she thought the risks were too high. Was there anything else? Why was the wormhole universe classified? Well, that's a fair question. A whole new universe is a major discovery. We should want all Starcom divisions as well as the civilian sectors studying this space. There was a lot of arguing among the division heads about this topic. The final decision, as I've been informed, was that if the initial 2-year research phase didn't uncover any serious threats here, Starcom would make a general announcement and expand exploration. I suspect recent events might change that timeline. Yeah, indeed. Okay, cool. So we have 90 research points now, and we can do a bolt accelerator to improve our plasma projectiles, the speed of our projectiles. We can get a positron coating to increase their damage as well. I kind of like that, to be honest. Yeah. Increasing the turning rate, the accuracy would be a good thing. I like damage. So now I can shoot a little further, and I hit a little harder. I like that. All right, so the next thing is get to that wormhole gateway over here. So we've marked the coordinates. Yep, I already know where it is, sir. There you go. All right, and then we're just gonna input this formula into this ancient remnant technology and see where it takes us. That's the plan. There it goes. It's online. Does this look cool? Does this look a little familiar? It looks nice. I mean, I like it. It doesn't have to be an original design all the way, but it looks really cool. All right, let's go. So now we get to input coordinates and get us taken somewhere. In this case, we have this little area right here is our formula that we have. So that's where we're going right there. Jump. And we just get zoomed right there. We're in a whole new place now. The gateway projected us through a space-time topology like a wormhole that pulled us into this universe. We essentially solved an equation that redefined the relationship between 2 points in space. Amazing. 75 more research points for us. But of course, we've never been here before, so everything can be scanned. There we go. No anomalies detected. But as you can see by my little arrow, we definitely have some baddies in this area. Oh my gosh. If I stay stationary, then they can hit me easier. But I also can kind of shoot forever, which is kind of nice. All right, let's head him off there. Almost done. Not as accurate as I would like. There we go. Perfect. All right, let's see if we can't maybe pull in that other one. There we go. Now, at the moment, we can only pull in one at a time, but there are upgrades for that too, to allow me to pull in multiples. So we don't have to, like, you know, hunt them all down like this. Yeah, this looks like a place that you could definitely... Terrestrial M3, M-class planet. We could definitely land there. There might already be a civilization there, right? The anomaly is a titanium crash sphere designed to slow and protect a small survival capsule during an emergency landing. It worked perfectly in this case, but the occupant must have sustained critical injuries prior to ejection. So there's 4 titanium from that. The body has been reduced to little more than a skeleton by the local microfauna. It says the structure expands on ejection into an optimal geometry for both dissipating frictional heat and absorbing impact energy. Oh, that's cool. I do wish these would stay on a little longer or until I hit the button, because if I'm reading this, I have to stop and then read that, but it's all good. It's fine. Anyway, the body has been reduced to a little more than a skeleton by the local microfauna, so all the team is able to ascertain is that they were a biped with 2 arm-like appendages and 3 ocular cavities. A distress beacon stopped broadcasting some time ago, but some snippets of the message is recovered by the Universal Translator. Devout attack group, course to avoid retrace drone production site. Have the team return to the ship. Cool. We'll check that out too. Okay. Other things here, we have a star. Now, you might be curious, hey, have you gone to a star? Yes, you don't want to go to the star. Not only does your ship start overheating when you get anywhere nearly remotely close to it, but there's a gravitational pull that also you have to overcome to leave. So you don't want to go there. I mean, you'll just die. You can get away as long as you don't go too close. But yeah, this thing is called a flinger. I don't remember what that is. It has been a few months since I've tried out Starcom, but I feel like since I don't have a whole lot of like steady content right now, I'm kind of in between projects. Might as well show some stuff I've been wanting to show for a while. No anomalies detected. Okay, so this flinger right here. Oh, I remember these things now. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like a structure is generating a local negative Higgs field. Starcom has experimented with using this principle for long-distance travel, but we haven't solved the disintegration problem. Disintegration problem, right. Off it goes. I guess whoever made these accelerators solved the disintegration problem. Yeah, it's really funny. Okay, let's go ahead and scan that really quick while we're coming in. And we're immediately in combat, so... Oh boy, whatever that is, it can shoot far. Oh boy, it probably should move. Yep, there we go. Yeah, I'm not very agile. I gotta get some agile ship upgrades in a bit. See, I'm starting to shoot slow. I don't like it. I need to shoot faster. But one of my guns is taken offline. Because, yeah, ship damage can happen, and then your gun is destroyed, and until it fixes itself, you can't use it, right? So that's something that can happen. But your ship does slowly recover. Can't tell if I'm actually hitting something there. I don't want to shoot blindly. There we go. I should probably zoom out, right? I don't want to shoot blindly because sometimes there are friendlies in the area, and you don't want to start a fight with people that you, well, don't want to start a fight with. All right, almost there. I think my range exceeds his. I'm not sure, but I think it does. There's also this, which seems pretty epic. If I recall correctly, that's a very valuable thing that I want to grab. I mean, look at it. It's beautiful, isn't it? All glowy and all that. Picked up a fixed accelerator. Whatever the heck that is. Okay, well, I didn't get that guy, and I really wanted to get him, but he's leaving. He's gone. He's just getting further away right now. So this might be just a little bit outside my quest field here, but we got some research points and we have unanalyzed stuff. So let's take a look and see what that is. It's an artifact. So accelerator coil for a fixed plasma weapon. Part of our fixed plasma weapons. Cool. If we can find additional parts of this weapon, we'll be able to research building it ourselves. Cool. Fixed barrel. Get that one. Okay. More research points for us. This is a part of a fixed barrel plasma weapon. Oh, sorry, a fixed plasma weapon, similar to our turrets, but designed for a fixed gun with longer range and more power. And then a radar coil device. It's a warp telemetry beacon, probably used to coordinate ship movements from a central location. All right, cool. So we're up to 260 research points now. So we're cruising on that. We're going to get ourselves a much better ship soon. Since it is close enough to get to reasonably fast, we'll go over to the Desert D1 here and see what we get here. Must have just gotten range of another enemy and then got out of range with that arrow popping up like that. There we go. Survey team away. Let's see what they see on this particular world. All right, wreckage from a ship with the now familiar red and yellow markings is scattered across the desert floor. Besides some aluminum, the debris is mostly unremarkable. Glees Engineering Insight says based on this debris, these red ships are likely autonomous drones. Okay, so there's nobody piloting them. They're all autonomous. Well, that's actually a good thing. You know, like if I was constantly in battle with an enemy, like red ships and stuff like this, I'd probably want it to be some kind of autonomous drone and not a species that just vehemently hates us, right? All right, so this planet has no anomalies, but it has a magnetic spike. This planet has an incredibly strong magnetic field, spikes that reach up to 1.21 Tesla, possibly the result of high concentrations of rare elements or something. We got some extra points for that too. Okay, so I'm gonna head back over to the Flinger and go back on track for our mission. We do have another raider down here we could possibly get some more resources off of, but I did want to show you some other features that the game has, like Autopilot, for example. If I hold control and click the Flinger, is it? Yeah, like that. If I hold control, I held Alt. If you hold control and click one of your markers on the side, your ship will autopilot to that destination. Likewise, you could do the same thing on the map if you'd rather take a direct route. So if I want to go to this orange star, for example, I could just have a direct route to this orange star and my ship will do it. If my ship is aware, if the game is aware of some sort of fast travel technology that will get us there faster, it will route itself to that to get us there faster. You can also tell it to take a direct route. If you know that Flinger is in a dangerous area and you don't want to go that way, you can take a direct route. It just takes you longer to do. All right, so we are at the flinger. I'm going to get back on the original mission, which is to go over here. So glad that they fixed that disintegration problem. All right, so Greenhouse X1 is a planet to survey as well, but I'm unable to send a team because there's a threat in range, so looks like I'm going to have to get rid of this outpost before I can do that. So we'll just shoot this from a distance here, see if I can get just inside of his range. There we go. Just inside of my range, I guess. He can't touch me because I'm... Oh, well, I am just a little bit close enough, aren't I? He can shoot me, but I'm just drifting a little bit close. Just keep my distance here while I take out his guns. There we go, almost. If I don't move, I can pretty much shoot forever, which is nice with this extra power here. All right, so let's go and get those materials. Let's go ahead and scan this too while we're here. I don't know if there's anything in there. No anomalies on that side, but there is something over here. I just couldn't do it until they left. So we'll go ahead and pop the survey team over there and take a look. There's a little of... Oh, more deuterium. Nice. There's a little of interest on this methane-choked planet. The most advanced life form is a grass-like fungus. But sometime in the last few centuries, someone fought over this wet rock, as demonstrated by a half-sunken gunship. While nature has stripped away many of its resources, some turrets still have their deuterium capacitors. All right, cool. So we'll get that. Then we'll head over to this other flinger, and we'll see where this thing takes us. Now, this is the one that was for our quest objectives, to use this one. So I used a different one, completely different one. Just happened to find it. All right, so now we're over a little bit closer to where we're supposed to be, and right away we've got contact on this side here. See if we can't just... Obviously, if I can get a little closer, I can be a little bit more accurate. Parts of his ship are breaking off, so I can just collect them right away. It's pretty nice. Oh, come on now. Wow, he's kind of a strong hull. Takes a bit to actually take this guy out. There we go. Go ahead and just grab these things. I think I will go back to the station. I can do that at any time. I can go back to the station. And I think I'm going to upgrade this so that it pulls in 2 at a time. Just a little faster, you know. Okay, so we've got another rock down here to examine. There's a gas giant over there, and then there's another rocky planet over on this side. Now, the objective, I thought, said that we were supposed to investigate the nearby sectors, which I guess is what we're actively doing. It's just investigating nearby sectors, but yeah, there's these 2 stars down here I'd like to get to as well. And then there's a lot, by the way, in case you're curious on how big it is, there's a lot. All right, you can get lost on this map screen and not know where the heck you are. I have no idea where I am now. I'm zooming in and out. I have it goes on a bit. There's a yeah, it does that. So see how far can I do this, and then oh, look at that. Like, it's just, yep, it's pretty big. There's a lot of map here. All right, so I found another planet to survey. This one says there's an antiquated frigate used fission impulse thrust to propel itself through space. Fortunately, whatever caused the crew to abandon ship wasn't a lack of fuel, so the team helps themselves to some uranium. There we go. So get some uranium, and then we'll come down to this slightly bigger planet right here, and we'll see if there's anything of interest in this one before we head to the other flinger. We can get... I wonder what happens if I go through this with the survey team. Do they follow me through the flinger themselves? This structure appears to be an intermittently used outpost with cramped living quarters and a communications array. There's nothing really of value, but Cadet Gleese notices that the waste recycler is jammed with a magnetic memory disk. They're able to recover several log messages regarding mineral transfers and one interesting entry. Expect increased raw material orders from both Nimian and Kiernan factions by Unintelligible. I recommend the Unintelligible system. Easy access and low profile, not well known to other Unintelligible. the message is followed by what appears to be a set of gateway coordinates. Well, cool. Maybe we'll go check it out. Through the flinger we go to another sector. And we can also use the map to see where we're going to. So we're heading from this cluster over here over to this cluster over here. Okay, so upon arriving here, this has nothing, but all of the objective points are really far away. It would take me a long time to do this. So since we've accumulated some resources and some research points, what I'm actually going to do now is make my way back to make my way back to that station so that I can upgrade. And one of the upgrades I'm definitely going to do is going to allow me to hold shift to pretty much double my speed at the expense of additional energy, but it'll basically allow me to double my speed for a bit. And that's going to be very helpful. So yeah, we're going to do that right after I take out this little scout ship. By the way, in case you're curious whether or not those coordinates we found or whatever have any meaning, well, if you go back to the map, those coordinates have actually told us about a location way over here from the outpost log. And so because we know about this, the next time we get to this wormhole gateway, we can tell it the formula for that coordinate and it can jump us right there. So that's what we're going to end up doing as soon as I go to the station. But I wanted to show you, like, if you pick up a coordinate someplace, you can totally use them to get to new locations. And you might find something cool there, some kind of technology to scan or whatever, maybe some parts to that weapon that allow you to upgrade things even further. All right, so I've returned to our home system over here, and it's time to go back to Celaeno and cash in all of our resources, all of our research points, everything, to try to get ourselves just a little bit better equipped. But there are a few baddies that are here. I don't think they stand much of a chance. I just ran into the station. I didn't know I could do that. I thought I would go directly over top of it. I feel terrible. I've been going over top of everything, so I didn't think I could do that. I just ran right into it. My eyes were focused over here on the enemy. I just assumed I could keep going. All right, we'll pull that in. At least I didn't, crash super hard. All right, because I can't really go that fast yet. All right, so cargo, and we have the fixed gun mount. We can go ahead and analyze that artifact. There we go, part of a fixed plasma weapon, same thing. We found enough components that we should be able to research building this weapon. Ooh, fancy. All right, cool. We have 315 research points, and I'm curious if that weapon is one of these question marks. Fixed guns, it probably was. So I could say fixed guns allows the construction of fixed guns. Fixed guns can only fire in the direction that they're mounted in, but have a longer range and more power than plasma turrets. All right, cool. I could put that right on the nose of the ship so that that arrow that's facing there, I could just make sure that that arrow is pointing directly at my target and take out stations a little faster with that kind of weapon. That'd be pretty cool. Sensor calibration increases our detection range by 10%. Minor boost to max viewport range. That's cool. I want tractor beam splitters. Here we go. Allows tractor beam system to collect 2 items at once and increase their attract speed. We'll get that going. Can also do strange attractors. Increases the speed and range of attractor beams again. So wave, additional tractor beam. Okay, so that's probably not necessary to have more than that. As far as the reactors go, the recapture energy production rate by 7%. I'm looking for even better guns, but more accurate weapons would be kind of good too. Let's go ahead and do that. Now I want to make sure my engines can do better too. Turbo thrust is what I'm looking for. Allows our engines to switch to a high energy, low efficiency burn for increased speed. So we'll be able to use that now to go just a little bit faster, and that's gonna help me in moving around the place for sure. Improved handling would be nice, being able to rotate and maneuver around just a little bit better. Can increase our max thrust on our engine if we'd like to. I would like to get, I think, focus range, even more range. Yeah, this will drain all of the points, but this allows me to get a lot of range there. What's a penning cage? No, I want a lot of range. There we go. I want to be able to shoot those guys when they're really far away. And also, I might have enough resources. Now. Let's see, shipyard. I don't have what I need for additional energy. I do have more for propulsions. Small wing. Technically a void control surface. Wings increase a vessel's speed in deep space. the so-called void effect. I actually didn't get to that in this video, what the void is. I remember it does explain it, but it's only at a certain point in which it explains it, and we haven't reached there yet. But it's probably, if you're into the game, then you're like, I want to see another one, and then you'll learn then. If you're not into the game, then you don't care, right? That's kind of how that works. So output log, gateway coordinates added to the navigation. So we have that as well. And so we have many different quests now. I'm curious if I can just, it'd be nice to get just one more weapon or one more, you know, reactor. But with the reactor that we already have, we replenish energy pretty quickly. So I guess it's probably fine. So now I can go a lot faster. And it looks like I can do this indefinitely. Oh, nice. That reactor upgrade. It's going to let me do it however long I want. Very cool. All right, so I can use the wormhole gateway and go to that new location and see what's up with that. There we go. Whop. All right. So yeah, these locations are really far away now with being like 1,000 away. And so instead of going this fast, we can just accelerate and get there a lot faster than we otherwise would have been able to. And it doesn't drain any, my reactor is able to handle that. Probably not this and shooting. Yeah, that would definitely drain it, but we can definitely go faster. I like that. All right, scan this. Nothing. Okay, it's got to be the other one then. We got these coordinates in a log, so it's got to be here. Oh, hi, asteroids. This is an unusually young asteroid field. It probably formed when a moon or planetoid broke up. There may be some valuable metal ores in these rocks. Okay, so we can shoot the asteroids and gobble them up. All right, so we've got some mining we can do. Nice. That fast-moving object was a comet. If we get close enough to it, we may be able to get some interesting data. All right, so there's a fast-moving object that I missed. I have to zoom out to probably see it, but if we can get close enough to it, yeah, maybe they'll get some data. Wow, it's just a big old dust cloud full of a whole bunch of stuff in here. We can definitely get the resources we need to upgrade our ship from this area. Got platinum here, titanium here. And as long as I'm not moving, I can shoot forever. And I can do it at much longer range. I can almost reach those things. Wow, that's cool. That's a lot further range than I've ever... the reason why I focused range so much is because, like, when I was playing this before, it was always kind of annoying. There are some ships that are just too fast, and they always stayed just a little bit outside my range. And they would be able to shoot me, but I couldn't shoot them. And so, with the range upgrades, I think that's probably solved now. An old refinery converted to a trading post sits in a wide crater. A cluster of furry bipeds greet the survey team and offer a variety of resources. It quickly becomes apparent that their pricing has a healthy margin built in. Okay, so we can trade with these guys here. So I can see the traders' prices. So if we have stuff or we need stuff, we trade for stuff. And currency is aluminum, looks like. Cool. So if I want, like, say, these for more reactors and stuff, I can give you 87 aluminum for that. That's pretty rare and pretty expensive, I guess, but okay. If I want more aluminum, I suppose I could sell something that I have, but our sell prices are way lower than the buy prices. Yeah. Well, I don't remember what resource it is that I'm waiting on to get another gun, another cannon. Is it Euterium? I feel like it was Euterium. I'm gonna go like that. Execute that trade. So we're down with like 52 aluminum now, but I know I have the resources now to get another battery or another reactor. And these guys are gonna be here to buy and sell kind of whenever. Oh my God, the comet frickin' hit me. This comet has high densities of iron oxide. Did I get close enough for you? Collected from... You must have got a lot of research for that, because I got close, real close. Freaking pummeled me. Early civilizations thought comets were portents of significant events. Later, we figured out that they were chunks of rock and ice from the periphery of star systems. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna mine for a little while because this is actually pretty fun, but I don't want to make this part of the video, and we're getting a little bit long here, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I actually found, before I left the asteroid field, I actually found an ancient calculator. So that's something else that we can examine now, but I didn't expect that we would find any artifacts in the asteroids, but cool that we have. There's a stone skull here as well. Let's take a look at that. Creature had a very unusual biology, probably evolved in a low gravity environment. Unfortunately, the specimen is so degraded that there's little else to learn. And then the ancient calculator. Is it a TI-80? This is a primitive calculator. Oh, so it is a TI-85. Used for predicting the orbits of celestial bodies. It's just like the Antikythera mechanism, except it's electronic, and I don't know what that word is. Maybe it's a futuristic word. Maybe I'm not meant to know what it is. All right, cool. So I still have to get to the region and the gateway and everything, but this is what happens in games, especially open world or open universe, I guess, games. You just kind of get lost in things sometimes, and you just have fun. Now, I want to show you this too, because I saw this guy moving while I was in the asteroid field too. There's another ship here. All right, now I can hail this. I haven't done it yet because I wanted to do it on camera. So I'm gonna hail this guy. This is CXTA 1444. We are carrying authorized cargo only. Our manifest has been logged with the Trade Guild. I'm Commander Pryor of Starcom, and this is my favorite store in the Citadel. No, we are on a peaceful exploration mission. That is good to hear. Is peaceful exploration a euphemism? What would it be a euphemism for? Give us your cargo or we will become less peaceful, maybe? You hailed us. Is this a shakedown or not? No, we really are on a peaceful exploration mission. How can we show that? Or I can say, yes, it is a shakedown. Give me some of your resources. No, we're on a peaceful exploration mission. Really? In that case, you could show that by getting out of our way and letting us get on with this CXTA authorized delivery. What is CXTA? I'm not sure how our mutual universal translators have chosen to represent our organization's name in your language. It is a compression of a long list of prior organizations expressed in hydrogen. We are a civilian cargo and a passenger transport collective. Are you traders? Certainly not. He's like insulted. Certainly not a trader, a mere trader? No. We transport pre-arranged goods and services between worlds. We cannot enter into any ad hoc transactions. Such would violate our agreement with the guild. I'd like to trade with you. Is this a trade guild setup? I told you we're only carrying authorized cargo, nothing off the books, nothing to trade. End communications. Okay. Now, can we shoot him? Yes. Will he shoot back? No. Why? Well, if I told him that I am a pirate, here, let's try this dialogue option here. Your ship seems slow for transports. Astute of you to notice, many of our clients are suspicious of ships with military or espionage capacities. Rather than deal with the delays of frequent inspections, we choose a strategy of conspicuous weakness. The increased margins more than compensate for ransom payments and plunder. Yeah. Then also, he won't shoot back. So I've seen these before when I was playtesting it before, but I wanted to talk to him with you guys on camera just in case he was any different. But yeah, he's just a peaceful dude, just making his rounds. He's not a trader. He's a trucker. Very important distinction. I wouldn't want to offend him by calling him a trader. No, of course not. All right, cool. We can use this to go on back, but now we know where this is, and so when we want to trade later, we know where to go. Yeah, great. Oh, look at this thing. I got to a gas giant. Look at the rings and everything. Oh man, super cool. Let's scan this. It probably doesn't have anything on it or anything. Of course, it's a gas giant, but I just had to show you, man. They even have gas giants with rings in this game. Oh, those are my favorite. My favorite of all planets are planets with rings. All right, so I'm over here near a big gas giant, and it says a cluster of discarded cylinders with curious bright markings lie next to a potable aluminum broadcast antenna. The antenna, which is solar powered, is still broadcasting. Possible expletive. Didn't realize activation started as soon as the seal was broken. If they're not familiar with guild seals, opening one makes some sense to check what you had, but why all? After the first started glowing, I'd at least think before opening the next one. Second Legion would have known better. I still have the verification report certifying late fallen empire. There's probably no market for inert nanites, but I'll bring them with me. I'm not sticking around to disappoint the buyer. So I have an unsealed cylinder and 43 aluminum from this. All right, so I'm over here. Okay, I was about to introduce you to the fact that I have somebody here, but I don't. Now he's gonna hail me. He says, "Halt! This area is off limits to unauthorized vessels. Depart immediately." Hey, perhaps we can reach some kind of peaceful arrangement. I mean, where we can conduct a scientific survey. Are you suggesting a bribe? An mere surety is payable, but in blood. I warn you again, do not land on this planet. What do you know about these ships with red and yellow markings? They are very recent arrivals to this region. Like the Pyjak fly, they are annoying in small numbers. In large numbers, they will pick your carcass clean. Oh, so I see he's not with them, but he is definitely, I'm scanning the rock. We could deploy a survey team there, but he is guarding this place. Emir Defender, and he is, I would say his ship is kitted out a bit better than mine. He's got 4 guns, it looks like, and definitely has more engines. Looks like he's faster, more maneuverable, etc. So maybe we'll come back. Maybe we can. Maybe we'll come back and, like, in passing, we'll just launch the survey team while we're moving quickly away from him. That could. He's kind of watching me like a hawk, though, isn't he? He's following me around. Let's take a look at this over here. Maybe there's something over here. I mean, if the thing has a guard, if he's guarding it, then there must be something good there, right? The anomaly detected from orbit is the wreckage of a starliner. Star. Yep, I said star. The impact with the surface destroyed most of the salvage, but in a reinforced hold, the team finds several crates of copper and a damaged data log. We can examine the data log. It says it's too badly corrupted for the universal translator to form a complete matrix, but it was able to piece together the last few entries. Taken delivery of copper for the Emir to engage. Their absence. Have been attacked while en route by destroyed 2 ships, but engines now redlining emergency landing. Interesting. Now, I wonder, some of our command crew are now experienced enough for a promotion. You can assign their skills from the crew screen. Right. So, crew can be promoted. I haven't shown this yet, and I want to show everything there is, but I mean, I'm getting to it kind of organically here. Every team member automatically gain 1 proficiency in their expertise. You additionally have 6 free promotions to distribute however you deem fit. Cool. So, yeah, they're all cadets. Cool. Well, I think Mr. Gleese here has been doing a lot for us. Engineer Gleese. Looks like he's pretty good. He's got 6 total points. We could get him more engineering. Could go more observation. I'm not entirely sure. Observation seems nice. I wish I could get a breakdown of what each one of these does. I don't remember maybe if I hover over top of these. Here it is. Improves observation skill checks and increases the likelihood of observation insights during anomaly surveys. These include searching areas or noticing subtle details. I think we will up your observation by 1. Ensign 3rd class. Anyone else ready for a promotion? No, just him. Okay, Ensign 3rd class. How about we get you Xenoculture as well? How about we do that? All right, good. You're upgraded now. Now don't die when you get down there. To other places. We got a flinger down there, another moon down there, and then there's a whole bunch of other planets. But I'm wondering if I just go fast enough, maybe I can get around this guy. He's right on me though. Maybe I can... If I come down this way... If I can pull him away somehow, right? Like, you see he's following me. So if I can pull him away enough, I might be able to send the survey team down and then keep moving. But I'm actually also curious. I just found something for the Emir. So perhaps we can bribe him. Let's see. All right. And we need your services to help us deal with these red raiders. We have copper as payment. Oh, that is interesting. Maybe I can just recruit him? Ah, I see. Our mutual friend did not describe your vessel accurately at all. We will summon the fleet and dispatch this pestilence from the region. I will trust you not to try to land on this planet in our absence. I see. So they're okay, good. So I get to bribe him with the copper that we found over there. Very nice. He's going to go dispatch the fleet. So there was a prearranged meeting in this area, and obviously the person with copper, he crash landed or something. He got destroyed by the Red Raiders or whatever. And then we have now basically we went ahead and took his place. We took ourselves as the person he was supposed to meet. And now because they're not here, we can go ahead and land and see what's down there. The lander touches down a few hundred meters from an enormous pyramid. Its sides are segmented into irregular protrusions. Penetrating radar shows that there are some interior cavities, but no obvious way in. The team spends a considerable amount of time circling the pyramid and investigating its various facets before Cadet Kepler notices an opening in a face that the team had definitely investigated before. The pyramid's door relies on a temperature differential with the outside. Gradual warming causes hydraulics to expand, opening the door. Perhaps it was designed to open automatically at dawn? 25 research points. That's an interesting way to open a door. Examination of the door reveals that it possesses sensitive hydraulic levers that expand at a certain equilibrium of temperature and pressure in the environment. The pyramid's interior is quite small relative to the outside. The team finds displayed of various relics suggesting a juxtaposition of pre-industrial civilization without electrical or advanced power supplies. Yet those artifacts have an incredibly high level of engineering and mathematical precision. One item in particular has incredible detail. We've acquired in enigmatic shapes. Silver and gold as well. Cool. And now we can leave. He trusts that we won't land while he's gone. Come on. How can you be so gullible? I'm going to go down to this other place here too. I think you guys have kind of seen the game at this point. The video's getting a little long. If you're interested in continuing, if you're interested in seeing more, I'll pay attention and see how viewership is and how engaged you guys are with it, whatever. If you guys want to see more, maybe we'll stream this some more. Maybe we'll get into the game and just evaluate some more things. I have not experienced the story. I've only played about this much, honestly, before while I was playtesting it like a year ago or so, or I feel like it's been a year. It's probably a lot less than a year, but it feels like it's been a year ago. So if you want to see more of the game, please let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time, maybe for some more Starcom. Bye-bye.